What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's your girl Suzette Speaks. I'm here with a very special guest. If you don't live in the United States, we definitely want you still to tell your friends who you know in Miami, in Fort Lauderdale, in Palm Beach, that it's that time of year where you got to get out and vote. So I'm sitting here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, with a very, I guess I would call him important gentleman. He is a politician, a friend, a businessman. He's had a successful career in real estate, and he now represents a predominantly Caribbean-American and African-American district in Broward County. And if you don't know where that is, that's in Fort Lauderdale. And he's here with an important message with me today because it's time to vote in Florida. So his name is, without further ado, Commissioner Dale Holness. Welcome. And I want him to talk to those of you, again, if you're not in the States, please call somebody and tell them how important it is to vote. This is August. This is what we call the primary. And this is when people get the opportunity to choose their leaders, such as their judges, their state house representatives, and who will compete for governor. So why is it important, Dale? First of all, welcome. Tell the people hi.
So if I could take a little note out of President Obama's book, What a Go on Jamaica.
Hey, yeah. So, all right. So we love the airs, but I love to just kick it. You know, I bring you good interviews and good people. So I really want you to just talk about, how important it is to go out and vote in this August primary.
So you mentioned Palm Beach, Miami, Broward County, Fort Lauderdale, but it's the entire state of Florida. Anyone who lives in the state of Florida can vote in this election if they're registered, if they're a citizen, if they're a registered voter. And in a primary election, you have to vote within your party line.
Right.
Before you can go to the November election, which is a general election where you can vote across party lines, especially for governors and state representative and many others, except for judges and school board members. Those are nonpartisan races, but all the others are partisan.
So break that down. So in case you didn't understand, if you didn't register as a Democrat or a Republican, you won't be able to vote in certain races.
Correct.
But there are still places where you can vote. So if you did the nonpartisan, no party affiliation, you're an independent.
No.
You can still, you don't go at all to
They're
this?
not independent. They're dependent.
They're dependent,
on
independent.
people depend on the people who are in
Actually
those parties
registered in a party.
to send them someone to vote for in November, because
Exactly.
they can't vote for those people now.
So, all right. So say you are registered. What are we voting for? Tell us about some of the elections that we have coming up.
So basically, the state governor's race is at hand, and the cabinet members for the state are also at hand. In the primary election, we have Andrew Gillum running amongst 5 Democrats. And people say, well, I'm going to go vote for the Democrat. Well, guess what? There are actually 7 Democrats named on the ballot for the primary election. 5 are viable. 2 are not going to make it at all. Andrew Gillum, and since we are immigrants, is the only man who stand up for it.
Oh boy.
Serious thing.
Oh boy. So
He's-
Andrew Gillum for governor. Can you tell that's who he supports?
Absolutely. Andrew Gillum stood up for immigrants when Speaker of the House Cochran put an ad on television that depicts immigrants as criminals. For 1 hour, he debated the Speaker of the House of Florida, Cochran, on the House floor. He also supported temporary protective status for the Haitian community. When the Syrian refugee had no place to go, he welcomed them to Tallahassee. In fact, there are Syrian refugees living there right now. He believes that we shouldn't call people illegals. Are illegal. That's he says a verb, not a noun,
Right.
and people are human. And we should, when you try to dehumanize people by referring to them as illegals,
Right.
then you treat them any which way. So this is the kind of person that we think that will be inclusive of everyone in the process. And he's very accomplished, by the way. At 23 years old, he was the youngest person ever elected to the city council in Tallahassee. 15 years later, he's the mayor and has helped to transform that city into the fastest growing economy of any city per capita in the state of Florida, 17th in the country. That's a huge accomplishment.
Wow.
He worked with the Obama administration to make Tallahassee a tech hub. He built a huge solar farm that was used as a training tool for folks in that new technology. But beyond that, to save the environment also. one of the largest solar farm in the state. He worked to transform the criminal justice system. I don't know if you know this, Suzette, but in Tallahassee they have what's called community courts. So for minor offenses, you stole $50, you got in a little argument, you pushed someone a little bit, you got a little bit of weed on your ganja. You don't get arrested.
Penalized. You don't go to jail.
You don't get arrested. Yeah. You get to go in front of a community court where you answer for the misdeeds that you did, and let folks tell you how it affected them and how you're hurting the community.
Yeah.
And by doing that, by the way,
don't get a record.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
But crime has been declining in Tallahassee. It's now down 20%.
Wow.
The success rate of this program is phenomenal.
So I'm going to cut you. I'm going to ask the question that I think is the most difficult question in this election. A lot of people say they want to support the brother. A lot of people say he would make a wonderful governor, but they're afraid to vote for him because they don't think he can win statewide against whoever ends up on the Republican side. What do you say to the people that say, I'm going to vote for Levine or Green or whoever else, because they think that once you get out of the primary, you have to put somebody good in to actually win the governor's race. Why they don't believe
they don't want to
win.
put somebody good in. What they want to do is put somebody who's like a Republican in. And let me tell you this, we've tried that over the past 20 years. I've been a coordinator on every one of these gubernatorial races for the past 20 years. And we send the white guy who's moderate, he didn't win. We send the white lady who was moderate, she didn't win. 20 years now, we've had the Republicans control the governorship in the state of Florida. Let me tell you what Trump taught us, because folks said he couldn't win. When you excite your base, the people who are the most loyal to your party, and you get them to turn out at higher numbers, you win.
Right.
Because guess what? Come November 6th, only about 40% of the people who are registered voters are going to vote.
Voting anyway.
So if you don't excite your base to come out and vote, guess what? You're going to lose.
Right.
And when we look at, say, someone like Gwen Graham, who said, they said, well, she can get the she voted 52% of the time against Obama.
With the Republican. That's very strange.
So she should be running as a Republican. Folks want her to run. No, let her go run as a Republican. Not run as a Democrat. She more them than us. And that's what's going to happen come November. People are going to say, well, who? No, I'm not voting for her. I'm going to stay home. Right. Which is what has occurred over the past 20 years.
Nobody really excites people
exactly.
to come to the
So
polls.
go with a progressive who's forward thinking.
Can you tell he believe in Andrew Gillum? Can you tell my man is passionate?
Hey, look. Gillum all the way. Andrew Gillum.
Before this started talk commercial, I really do echo the sentiments that you got to look up and down your ballot. I agree with what you're saying. Again, you have your choice. Make it. Don't let other people, as he's saying, make it for you. By not turning up, you let other people choose your leader.
And if you turn up, you vote more than them. Guess who runs the thing? We do it, and we run things. That's how I go.
So make sure you vote. Real quick, before we sign off, you guys hear the passion in this gentleman's voice. Dale has done so much work in the Fort Lauderdale area. He represents, like I said, a district that is highly Caribbean American, African American, and he walks the walk. It's not just talk. When he says he supports somebody, there's reason behind it. So definitely give Andrew Gillum a look. But I'm not only concerned with governor. I'm concerned with judges. I'm concerned with the state house representative. I'm concerned with who else will join you on the county commission. Just Google. Just Google the names. We have a ballot out and people are circulating sample ballots. Take a look at this. All right, take a look at the sample ballots.
Click.
And who is running.
That.
Just
Click.
Get that going.
That.
Make sure you look,
Share
guys.
it with everyone.
Exactly, because we want you to be informed, not just tic-tac-toe, tea-tato, none of that. We want you to actually know who's running, who has your best interest in mind. So as we wrap up, just tell us when the early voting is.
Early vote has already started as of yesterday.
Yeah.
And people are voting. If you have a ballot, vote by mail ballot, because you can vote from your home.
If you wanted to, you could order. Now you can't order anymore.
No, you can.
You can still get a vote.
You can order up until Wednesday, but I don't recommend that, because by the time it gets to you,
and you get it sent back, it won't count.
It might not. But if you're going to do it today or tomorrow is the day to do it. Don't do it after that. And you can do that by going to browdsoe.org, browdsoe.org, or call 954-357-7050.
So make sure you get the early ballot or go to the
There are
early.
21 different
Yeah.
sites to vote at. We have a whole 8 days of voting.
So
9
you can-
days actually.
Yeah.
From this Saturday that passed yesterday through Sunday next week.
Okay.
10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
All over Broward County.
It
you can
doesn't
vote.
matter. In the
Yes.
early voting period, it does not matter where you go. If you're close to the mall, find some place that's early voting. You can go to the African-American Research Library, you can go to Lauderhill Mall, or you can go to Coral Springs. Like wherever you are, and during the early voting time, it doesn't matter across the county where you are, you can vote.
And remember to call everybody you know, no matter where you are, because I tell you this, one person could win this election.
Man,
Just one.
I've seen it happen, and
If you-
we're in a campaign office. The phone is ringing because people are calling in support and making sure to remind their friends what you're saying. Reminding friends and family to go vote is important.
So
call somebody or
everybody
bring
you
somebody.
know, and if one
Exactly.
person call everybody they know and got 10 to go vote for Andrew and do the same thing and call everybody they know, we got 100.
Man.
That 100 call everybody, we got 1,000 if they
Exactly.
get only 10 out of that 100. And if that 1,000 calls everybody and get 10 of those to do the same thing that
It's
they
a
did,
lot. It's
you
a-
know, with 10,000, that 10,000 call everybody got 10. That's 100,000. 100,000 call everybody. You got
$1 million.
yes.
You
And
got
we-
it.
And we win. Bring 10 to win.
Mathematician, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. The passion. I love the fact that you have a heart for the people. We want to elect compassionate
and
people.
before we go, if you're not a citizen,
Yeah.
if you know someone who's not a citizen,
Right.
guess what?
Right.
Trump went through you all.
Right over
And I
here.
tell you that right now. Because here's the deal. Listen to
Wow.
this. One of my immigration lawyer friends told me, and I heard again from Florida Immigrant Coalition yesterday, Trump is formulating something that if you ever got Medicaid, you ever got
this.
SNAP, if you ever got any kind of government assistance, and sometimes you work so hard and something happened in your life and you have to
You
get
need
some help.
Yeah, yeah.
Guess what? He's going to make you say you can't become a citizen of the United
I've
States of
seen
America
that.
after
I've
you
seen
work and
that.
live here all your life.
Right, right.
So
At
if
any
you're not a
point,
citizen,
yeah.
September 18th and 19th at the Lauderhill Mall, we're going to do that again.
Citizenship drive.
And for citizenship, you can send an email to dholness@broward.org. dholness@broward.org, and we'll send you information on the dates and times. And we need volunteers also, especially lawyers. We got a whole host of volunteers, but we need more to help these folks. We've done over 3,000 applications so far. And by the way, nobody paid a dime to any lawyer for it.
Yeah.
And
Free
that,
help,
and beyond
free help,
that,
free help.
80% of those who come, because we're diligent in our efforts to get them not to pay that $725 fee, 80% of them don't pay any.
Yeah, so listen, Dale already told you what happens when we sit at home, and you cannot make a change by not being involved in the process. That's my whole point of doing this video, making sure. I know so many of you have already probably tried to go and do your early voting. If you have not, don't put it off. Make sure you go early.
So let me
That
go
way
back
on
to
the
the citizen
28th
thing again. I got to say this.
Go ahead. I'm trying to wrap up, but yes, go.
Well, you know what? I might go back home. Well, you've been going back home now for 20, 30,
25
40 years.
You
You're
Caribbean
still
people are
here.
very
Your
good
kids
at
are
that.
here. Your grandkids are here. You ain't going back no home
Yeah,
except to visit and probably have a second home. And maybe you might retire there. But doesn't stop you from being a citizen of America and exercise your right and,
Where
and
you
your
live.
influence.
Yeah.
Because if you become a citizen, your vote, you can influence the policies that exist there as it
Absolutely.
pertains to your native country.
Absolutely. So, without further ado, make sure you go vote. August
call everybody.
Today till August 26th, early voting, and then August 28th is the big day. Make sure
Last
you
day of
don't
vote, 7
miss
a.m. to 7 p.m.
the primary vote. Thank you for tuning in. It's Suzette Speaks. It is Commissioner Dale VC Holness. You can hear it on our voices. It's urgent, guys. Do not let this election pass and you not have a voice. All right. We'll see you soon. Take it easy.
So our timing was